You never will. Of course, holding on tight, I imagine as well.
It's the only place where I feel
imagine
safe.
you with like the cutoff jeans, like really high.
Construction
and you're
boots.
just like your arms around and just holding on tight.
Hey, I hold on tight. You got to be safe on the back of a bike.
Always.
You know?
The helmet's one thing, but holding the
I find breathing on the person's neck as well, just to let them know that I'm still there. Yeah, absolutely. How about you? Have you ridden a bike before?
No, you know what? No, never have.
So let me get this straight.
honest.
You're making fun of me for being on the back.
I don't know if there's something to be made fun of. I'm not making fun of. I'm asking you to get on it, yeah.
Would you ever? I mean, we're a little late in the game
I don't
now.
really. You know what's funny? It's a lot of the customers that I know at the bar have a bike, but I've never, and nor do I really want to go with them. And so outside of that, parallel of friends, I don't really know anybody that rides bike.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, unless they're like some organized biker gang, but that's a whole different issue. That's something else. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
I mean, that's what they do.
Welcome to podcast 31.
Boom.
Boom.
We did it.
We did it. 30. We did 30 last week, and we're doing 31.
We did it. Each week it's a gamble.
Big gamble. Big gamble.
We just show up. We hope Jeff and the boys
We
are
hope
here.
the door's open, and
the
they
door.
are. There's been a couple of times where we had to call Jeff to get here, but he's on his way. He knows where he is.
Don't you ever talk to him like
I'm
that
not
again.
talking
Don't
bad
you
about it. I'm just
ever.
saying the guy's busy. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying.
That's awesome. Well,
He
we're
got,
here.
He got up abruptly there. I got a little.
You did. I know. I saw that. I'm
Yeah.
like, Mitch, you're in trouble.
Uh-oh.
But that's Alchemy Studios, best studio, pound for pound on the planet.
Pound for pound.
That's what we maintain.
That's right.
You know what, Jeff? Next time when you're doing promotion, Mitch and I let us do the boxing intro for you.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
You know, we'll do some Facebook Live videos and right from the locker room.
That's right.
Here in Alchemy Studios.
Done. I just wanted to start off this podcast with some. It's like a public awareness that people are not supposed to lick other people.
Yeah.
I just want to make this known. The NHL this week came out and said, Hey guys, we don't know how to deal with this one issue that just recently came up.
Yeah.
So we decided that we're not going to suspend anyone or get them in trouble, but we're just going to tell you, stop licking each other.
Don't do it.
Don't lick each other.
How did that conversation go, Mitch? Brad, come sit down. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thanks.
I know in the midst of the playoffs and whatnot, but
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Brad, we got a little issue here.
Oh yeah, what's the problem?
You got to stop licking people in the face.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, look, the first time you did it, I actually sympathize. I think I know where you were coming from.
I think the first time, yeah. Did he lick the first time? Did I lick the first time?
I think you licked the first
You
time.
licked the first. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, it's just such an odd thing, man. Like I know the guy's known to be the guy that gets under your skin. I know he's the pest, and he's amazing at it. Throw in the fact that he's also an amazing player.
You're getting 30-plus goals a year.
You can't really complain, but there comes a point where you're like, okay, all right, listen, man.
Yep.
You kissed a guy in the first series or bit him or something, and then this series you licked them.
That's
like,
right.
how much further? Like, thank God they didn't go to the next round.
Just
What would
make
have
out with the
happened?
guy. Just make out with the guy.
Well, I think that was next on his agenda.
I think he's like, look, you know what? Just kiss me. Okay,
Unreal.
kiss me now or lose me forever, like the Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
Okay?
But you know what the worst part about him licking guys is that, like the code in hockey is your guy does something, you got to stick up for him. There's guys in his dressing room now that are probably noted as from other players going, oh, you're okay with him licking us? So you're cool with that? So you lick guys too?
Well, I mean, it gets a little salty in the third period, no?
I would assume it does, but it's like Chara now has to explain to his other buddies. He's like, no, I don't lick guys. I'm not down for it. Like, Marchand has made it worse for his teammates.
I think so.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely right.
You know what he's like? Marchand is like that guy that we all have in our group of friends that's a little bit off, a little crazy.
Everyone has one.
So imagine, I know this happened to you, even though we've never talked about it, but remember when you used to go to the nightclubs or you go out, you meet a girl, right? You're like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? And then all of a sudden, crazy friend comes around.
Oh my god!
And you're like,
they don't want to do any work themselves.
No, nothing.
They're trying to pick it up off of you, and then they don't go.
But they do something crazy, and the girl looks at him and it's like, "What? Do you know that guy?" You're like, "Yeah, that's my crazy friend." Blah blah. And then at first, she's kind of grossed out, but she's kind of intrigued, going, "You know what? All right, I'm down with this." Throughout the night, you're talking. It seems like the night's getting better. It's getting good, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he does something crazier. And now all of a sudden, the girl's going, wait a minute. The first time was kind of funny. The second time, I think you might be this guy.
It's the ultimate cock block at the end, Mitch.
Exactly.
It's the ultimate. It happens in everyone's got. I got that guy. You got the guy.
We all got the guy.
Everyone. We don't even have to
Everybody's
ask.
got the guy.
It's so brutal. And you know what the opening line usually is? What high school did you go to? Like when you're 25, it's like, hey, we got to give that up now.
That was my go-to.
That was yours?
Yeah.
You know what I think would be a really good pickup thing at the bars? I've been thinking about it, and I don't know if anyone's doing it. Maybe they're doing it already, but it's just what I would do. See if you have mutual friends on Facebook. Be like, if we have a mutual friend on Facebook, you have to let me buy you a drink.
You know, with all due respect to this social media stuff, I wish it would crash for like a week, and I'll tell you why. I want to see what would happen to all these millennials that wouldn't, like, especially in the dating scene. I want to see what would happen. Picking up the phone to call or actually going out of their way to do something outside of swiping left and right and doing all this other stuff that they literally have dynamite, and they've had dynamite for a while, and they don't even realize it.
They don't know.
Guys like you and me literally went through the era of the rotary phone.
That's right.
Hi,
we did.
Hi, is blah, blah, blah there? Is Melanie there or somebody there?
Horse and
then
carriage.
The dad's like, who's this? Click. Like, that's when you had to get good at sales. Was it not?
Absolutely.
Was that not good?
That's probably where we got it from.
I think so. And we got some Maga versus Maga stuff later.
Yeah, like really cold calling dads.
Exactly.
Hi, my name is Dimitri. I have bad intentions with your daughter, but not until the third day.
Exactly. So let's go a little forward, but you know what? I'm glad to just see that the NHL has come out and said no licking, guys.
We're taking it seriously.
Yeah, stop licking each other.
No more.
Awesome. Congrats, NHL.
Really quick, sorry, before we go, I said at work today, I go, how has no one, because we talked about it.
Yeah.
How has no one run this guy over yet? How has he not been a target in the league? I mean, you never want to see a player get injured, but you'd think that someone like this who's such a pest, someone's going to take a run. And the one coworker brought up a great point. He goes, he's playing against the top line guys. Mm-hmm. These are the lines that don't get penalties.
Very true.
These are guys that aren't doing that kind of stuff. They're focused on scoring. So I think that's a great point. Yeah.
You know what? That was a great point, and you should have pretended that was your point.
But he listens.
You gave somebody else credit for that.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to be kind of honest.
That was nice. That was
kind
nice
of
you to do that.
Yeah.
You know what else is working? For the last few podcasts, we've called out guys from the Ovechkins to the injustice of the Karate Kid and what was happening to Johnny, to G.O.A.T. Now, last week, I say John Carlos, 320 million, 13 years, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
What does he do last week, this guy?
Superstar.
Literally. Well, I mean, he 2 more home runs, 4 RBIs in a week.
Done.
You're welcome.
And what happened in that week? I think you gave him a stern talking to.
I gave him a stern talking to.
I'm pretty sure that he listens to real locker room talk.
Oh, I'm convinced.
And in that part of the United States, we have downloads.
That's right.
We do.
We know that's you. So you're welcome again, sporting world. You're welcome.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Yeah.
What do we got going on this week? You come up with the itinerary every week. You're really good at just picking what people want to hear about. What are we doing?
Well, we're for sure going to have to talk about round 2 of the NHL playoffs because it's 1 game away from finding out who the Final Four is for Lord Stanley Cup.
Tough week for me.
Tough week. We'll get into that. We'll get into it. What about a little NBA talk? You know what? It's time to rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's just rip it off.
It is.
It's not a slow go. Full throttle.
Raptors. What did you guys do? And of course, today is the day, ladies and gentlemen. We announced the finalists. Obviously, Michael Jordan versus Wayne Gretzky. Who won this matchup?
I have the winner. Not Mitch, not anyone else, just me. To explain it how it's going to go, when you listen when I do the results, I want everyone to keep in mind one thing. The numbers, the percentages are not made up. They are absolutely real. You can challenge me on it at any time. It's actually quite staggering how close this was. And when you hear it and when you say close, later I will be revealing the winner of the greatest of all time.
I love it. And you know what? You seem surprised about how close it was. Isn't this exactly we wanted it? We wanted it to be close.
But when you hear it, yes. But when you hear it, it's freakish.
Really? Okay.
People are going to think, oh my God, you made up these numbers just for the sake of entertainment.
Yeah.
It's freakish.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pumped. I can't wait. And I literally, along with you or who are listening, have no idea who won. So very excited about that. And Dimitri, can you maybe just tell us what's next?
Well, I'd love to, but before I do any of that kind of stuff, before any of that goes on, I mean, we got to bring to you the goods. And the goods, Jeff, cue the music, is the Macromind Media Metrics of the Week. Macromind. Media, metrics. Mitch, Macromind Media Metrics. Look, Macromind's been doing insane things for us. Look, a week ago, Twitter, we were only at 117 followers. We're at 129 right now. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're doing. And the question is always the same. Oh my goodness, is there another country, another state to report? And yes, there is.
I always like this part.
Well, look, we don't bring it up to brag. Well, okay, we kind of do.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's actually why.
This is all organic. This is like watching your little tomato grow.
The point is this is what Macromind Media does. They take people like Mitch and Dimitri and they put them on the map. Okay? Macromindmedia.com. Check it out. But Mitch, I don't know if I want to tell you which country. Maybe I'll just get someone to sing it for you, or what state, I should say.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
California is part of the locker room.
Oh,
downloaded this week.
Welcome, California. Took you long enough. I'm a little surprised.
I'm just saying. You know who else is helping us out in the world game?
Who?
Agape Greek Radio.
Right.
AGAPE Greek Radio, streaming Real Locker Room Talk Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Mountain Time, and on the weekends at 2. You don't want it at 9? Have it at 2.
Have it at 2.
You're in Japan. You don't like the time zone change? Listen to it on the weekend.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Do what you got to do.
How you doing? How's your mother?
Fix your hair and listen to us while you're doing it.
Do something with your life.
Something with your life.
Exactly. You're sitting around listening to what? Geraldo?
Well,
Those are reruns.
Listen to two Greek guys talk about sports.
If anyone's beating, if Donahue is still beating us, then we have issues.
I have a feeling he is.
Well, you know, he's got a great show.
You know what? He was very underrated. I agree.
That is amazing. By the way, we got big news. Big news.
What's the big news?
Our boy.
Who?
The ferocious one.
Oh, Georgie, yeah.
George Ferocious Cambosos Jr.
Yeah.
We had the interview. We put it on the bonus. You can find it on all the channels. This gentleman right here made his U.S. debut in spectacular fashion. Knocked the guy out 1 minute, 24 seconds
Wait.
into the first round.
You said 1 minute?
1 minute and 24 seconds.
George knocked him out in 1 minute.
Yeah, actually, he knocked him down twice.
I know, I saw the video. It was unreal.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. Like, was the other guy, did the guy know that they started?
Does he even know he was in boxing? No, he just didn't know who he was up against.
Yeah, he didn't know who he was up against.
You know,
did you watch the weigh-in? Did you see the weigh-in?
Oh, he was in his face, too. And like, George warned him. George goes, look, I'm going to kill you very fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this about yourself.
I think it's his accent. The other guy didn't understand English or just didn't see it. Yeah, it was.
But, you know, George looked impressive. I mean, we know he's going places. We're not saying it because we interviewed him. You got to watch this fight tape. You got to follow at George Cambosos Jr. You got to see what he has. Over the weekend, actually on Sunday, I was showing some friends. They had heard the interview and they're like, "Oh, it's really cool." And when I showed them some of his fight video, they were in awe. So they followed him right away. George, congratulations! I know big things are coming next. You know, we're going to be seeing George a lot more in the United States with DeBella Entertainment, with Lou DeBella obviously at the helm. Congratulations, George, from the locker room.
That was awesome, man. That was so exciting talking to him last week, and to see him do what he did so effortlessly, dare I say. Like, congrats. Obviously, you were trained hard. You had some good competition. The guy, I won't lie to you, seeing that weigh-in, the guy was slightly taller than George and looked like he was in good shape. But I guess
rugged. He looked like he'd been in a couple, right?
Absolutely.
Like, you're like,
he's that guy you look at a bar and you're like, I won't fight you. I'll fight the other guy over in the corner. But George obviously didn't care, and he took down that guy fast and easy. Congrats, George. You deserve it. Hard work. And we expect to talk to you soon again when you do some more U.S. fights, hopefully in the next little while here.
Absolutely.
Speaking of a champ, he is the champ. Now the NHL needs to crown a champ this year.
Yes.
And round 2 is almost done. There's one game left.
One game left.
And
for the first time in 10 years, I was looking at this, Chicago, Pittsburgh, L.A., and I'm missing one, and oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. But LA, Chicago, Pittsburgh, and the fourth. Anyways, the first time in 10 years that one of the Boston. Thank you. One of these 4 teams will not be winning the Stanley Cup. How impressive is that?
I like
in
that.
This era.
But that's the whole idea: free agency, and the changing of the guard. This is good. This is good for all sports, but especially for hockey. You don't want to. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth now. I might have slightly been cheering for Pittsburgh only because in an era where free agency's around, to see a 3-time champ in any sport is remarkable.
Yeah.
The fact that they did it twice, good on them, but I think this is great. Ovi's going crazy. We'll get to that in a second. We'll leave that one to the very end because I kind of want to see you cry. A little bit of me. A little bit of me wants to see you cry.
You are a terrible human
little bit.
being.
No, I don't. But round 2, would you agree with me right now? Round 2 is so good. The Western Conference and the Stanley Cup, I don't know what they're going to have to do. Are they going to have to pull fireworks out of their ass to do something? Because these matchups have been so good. Even the Tampa Bay Boston one, granted, it finished a lot faster than the other ones. Tomorrow we got Game 7, Winnipeg, Nashville. We'll talk about that in a minute too. But what an amazing series that is.
Unbelievable.
But
let's start in the East.
Yeah,
let's start with that
East.
Tampa,
Absolutely.
Boston.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, what I saw out of that is just Tampa get into Tampa Bay mode. I mean, we know Boston's a good team. We know what they did to rally to beat the Maple Leafs in that Game 7. They come in and they take a game in Tampa Bay as well. But I think we saw Tampa Bay settle it down and start playing as expected. And they took care of business, and they look really good. And Mitch, I think my prediction might be true that they might walk their way right to the final. They keep playing like that.
I couldn't agree more. And you know what's funny is we'll talk about Tampa Bay, and in that same light, you can almost put Vegas in it. Why are we so surprised that the team like Vegas, and we'll talk about them in a second as well, but a team like Tampa Bay, basically from beginning to end, led the league.
They've been telling everyone.
They've been telling everyone all year long, we're good. We're going to kick your butt. We're here. We're ready to play. We're ready to win Lord Stanley. And we seem to always pick against them. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people that are going to take Washington against Tampa Bay. And I still can't get my head around it. Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay's good. They have got a great goalie and he's young. Yeah. They got a wicked defense core. Hedman's a dude, man. He's going to win the Norris. And the front line, I mean, Stamkos, I'm not saying he's quiet, but he's not the only guy you have to worry about. No. Kucherov and then Point and then the rest of the team stacked, man.
Well, I think part of it is maybe because we're in Alberta. Do you think, we don't pay as much attention to the affairs in the East? That could be it. But everyone's got to remember Tampa Bay. Let's just look at this. Steve Yzerman, number one, is the GM of the team. Yep. This is a person who came from Detroit, who was the captain, one of the greats of all time, but saw the mold. He's also was the GM for Team Canada.
True.
For a couple of these gold medals. If you look at what he's done with that team, he's had mediocre goaltending in terms of on paper, just like Detroit.
Yeah.
But a good defense in front of him and dynamic players that can play the game. Got the staples. And this team, last year they make the Stanley Cup, it's fine. 2 years ago, they were playing the Penguins in the Eastern Final, and Ben Bishop actually went down. Vasilevsky had to come in. Not saying that Pittsburgh still wouldn't have won, but maybe they wouldn't have. Because Bishop was on pace for a Calder win. They've won the Stanley Cup in the last decade. I mean, this franchise has consistently been there in the last, especially 6 years. I think we forget that.
I'm going to throw one X factor. All great points you made, by the way. You know what? The Yzerman thing and the Detroit thing, the system thing, if you want to go back to a couple of podcasts ago when we talked about New England and stuff like that, the system seems to be, but you're right. The guy that's building this team is building himself a dynasty. With all due respect to the rest of them, they're not a dynasty yet, but I mean, what a great, strong team Tampa Bay is. The one thing I was going to say, the X factor, the fact that they're in Tampa Bay, the pressure that these guys are going through is literally themselves. Because I can't imagine they're walking down the street and some random fan's like, hey, Stamkos, how's it going, buddy? Win us the cup. I dare you to tell me that happens, because I don't think it happens at all. So they basically have no stress. They know they're good. They don't have to worry if they were in Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
Toronto, Montreal, New York, these places.
Or even a Washington right now, who for years have been trying to get to that next level. It's taken them 7 tries lately to get to this level, right? And so that's what I'm saying. I think that little X factor, as well as the fact that they are in a state where it's not that well. And Bettman right now looks like a genius. He fought so hard to try to get a team down there.
That's right.
And their attendance-wise, they're doing pretty good. And on top of it, they just seem to be winning, which is obviously what you need to be successful. So Tampa Bay is looking good. Let's talk about the team that unfortunately knocked your boy. Well, we're talking about the East. Let's talk about the East then.
I know, Mitch. I know. Next question. Next question.
Your boys put up a hell of a performance. I'm going to give it to them. But in all honesty, Ovi last night, man, this is the what I really like. That overtime goal was beautiful. But that play Ovi made to get that puck up front, what a
great pass.
Great captain play by Ovi.
Look, I said it before. I did pick Pittsburgh, but it's because I'm a fan. They have deficiencies in defense. There's no question about it. And I think the ultimate credit, outside the superstars, obviously, is Mike Sullivan, their coach, and Rutherford as the GM, because how many people can play with Crosby and still be effective? How many people can jump into... Look, they lost 3 defensemen off that Stanley Cup team this year.
Yeah.
Last year, they didn't even have Letang. I'm a little disappointed because Pittsburgh lost 2 games that they were in the lead that they should have closed out. And actually, Pittsburgh definitely, in my opinion, probably should have won this series. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I just don't want to say that and take anything away from the Washington Capitals, because on the flip side, this is a Washington Capitals team that was facing the exact same situation as before and decided to come back and say, you know what, enough is enough. And I think had they not gone through what they did with the Columbus Blue Jackets, they would not be prepared to say, we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care. It's go time right now. Washington Capitals played excellent. But I know you were joking, calling me a sore loser yesterday when we were talking. But even if Pittsburgh went, I'm telling you, I don't see any of these teams, even if the Penguins went through, beating Tampa Bay.
No, it's true. You know what? Good on you. Congrats to Washington. You know, Washington's like that little brother that he's like climbing that fence, or he's practicing his shot and he's getting better and better and he's almost there. And then yesterday they learned how to roof the puck. And now, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to say it. I'm pumped. I am looking forward to see, does Ovi have anything left in the tank? Because it's going to take him and the rest of his crew, obviously, to take down Tampa. And I'm talking like a full-out team effort.
Holtby.
This is not a...
It's all on
It's all on
Holtby. Ovechkin, you're going to get it. I mean, production or no production, you're going to get the intensity. For me, Holtby, if he's got to steal a couple games here.
I think your point to the Columbus thing, being down 2-0 to Columbus, like, scared them so bad and got them playing so well that now they're rolling. And hopefully, I wouldn't say they're rolling like they're playing top-notch hockey. They're rolling. They're feeling good. However, and you hear it a lot right now, was this their Stanley Cup where now it's the letdown party? Will they get swept by Tampa Bay? What are your predictions? Who do you like, Tampa Bay or Washington?
Look, I'm going to pick Tampa Bay. I actually think Tampa Bay wins, and I know this is going to sound absolutely crazy, but I think Tampa Bay wins this series in 5 games. Ooh. I'm going that quick. But can I put a little asterisk?
Sure, I'll put it.
I would really love to see Washington get to the final and even win the Stanley Cup too. I mean, I'm at the point where I like all the teams in here, Mitch, but this is such an achievement for them that it would be nice.
Okay, just writing that. Dimitri is
5.
a traitor. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
How about you, Mitch? Who do you got in there?
You know what? I can't believe I'm going to do it again. I'm going with my heart, and my betting skills know. I know you never bet.
Your book is calling you.
He's calling. He's like, thank you. I'm going to go with Washington in 7.
Okay.
Only because I really want Ovi to go to the Stanley Cup. I think the guy at least deserves to get to the Stanley Cup, to do his thing. I want to see him, but the realistic side of me, the real side of me is like, they're going to get destroyed. And I'm not, your 5-game series is not crazy. That's how good Tampa Bay is, guys. But I'll take Washington as the other side of the coin on this one, just for fun. So we talked the East. Let's talk about the West. Let's talk about the greatest team that's ever existed. And if they're smart, after they win this is my goal, okay? Vegas wins the conference. Yeah. They go to the Stanley Cup, they win that, and then they fold as a franchise.
Get out.
1
for 1.
1 for 1, we're out. Greatest franchise of all time. Like, we'll be old men and we'll tell our kids, there used to be a great team.
They just leave.
They just left the year after they won.
This is the Seattle team.
They decided they're like this. You know what? Hockey's too easy for us. The house always wins. We're out of here.
We're going
Done.
into croquet.
But with all, again, going to the Tampa Bay analogy, how are we betting? Well, mind you, I've taken Vegas both times, but I've done it on just like pure luck. So I'm riding my heater. I'm taking Vegas against.
Your bookie's calling again. He's calling again.
I'm going to take Vegas against anybody they have to play.
Do it, Mitch.
But
Ride
in
it
all
up,
honesty,
ride it.
they look good, man. I don't care what anybody says. Fleury looks awesome, but I love the team. They're fast. And you know what? We talked about it a few times, and I'll say it one more time. When we talk about NHL teams, we talk about the first line, the second line, the third line. I don't know who the first line is for Vegas. I don't know, but isn't that a good thing?
Yeah,
that means you can roll all four lines, man.
Look, it's Britney Spears, it's the Osmonds, and it's
the blue
Larev.
Chris Angels on defense.
Yeah, that's the first line.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, but seriously, I'm telling you, man, I like the way Vegas plays. They're fast, they're tenacious. I like them.
And again, it's a team that believes. As everyone knows, I picked San Jose. I really thought San Jose was going to do it, and maybe, San Jose didn't play terrible. They were definitely there to compete, but I think I underestimated the Vegas team a little bit. Maybe I'm part of that side that says, I know they're doing good, but it's got to run out at some point. And I'm not going to bet against them for that sake. The reason whoever wins out of the next series, Winnipeg and Nashville, the reason I'm going to be taking that team against Vegas is, San Jose was a good matchup stylistically for them. They play somewhat of a similar game. Vegas is just better. LA is a team that we think is like Nashville and Winnipeg, but they're not. Nashville, Winnipeg, as we get into talking about this, these are well-oiled machines that can just stifle you right at the line. So I'm going to pick, that team to beat Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I think Vegas is
maybe
a lot
shame
like,
on me.
No, it's not. You know what's funny, man? Like, guys that do this for a living. Me and you, we do this once a week, right?
Yeah.
Guys for a living are not picking Vegas. These guys are analyzing and saying and blah, blah, blah. And no one's getting it right. Vegas has got a chip on their shoulder, and good on them because, like I said, they didn't tumble into the playoffs. They didn't go on a heater and get into the playoffs. They've been leading from beginning to end and now 2 rounds of the playoffs. If you aren't taking them serious now, then I don't think they want you on their bandwagon, which is fine.
That's right.
Bottom line, I'm riding the heater. I'm riding Vegas right to the end.
And how good does this look for the potential owners in Seattle and for the NHL to say this system works? I mean, I heard arguments on the other side. Someone was saying to me the other day, oh, this is the dumbest thing. If I were the owners, I'd be pissed. Look at all these players that they took. And I say, aren't you just a fan of sports? Like, all jokes aside, I do not want to see a team getting destroyed every year. Like Buffalo Sabres. That's not exciting.
It's not exciting. And the other thing, what the NHL team should be scared of, forget about the fact that they got these players that they got this year and they're all proving themselves. They have a crap load of draft picks and they're a destination spot. No state income tax. You're talking about Vegas, great weather, everything, and now they're showing that they can win games. Watch out for all the free agents that want to go there, man. Watch out for the rest. I'm telling you right now. The Torontos and the Montreals and all those great places to go and play. I said it earlier about Tampa Bay. The reality is there's no that extra pressure of being a sports athlete like we talked with Dr. Ryan Todd. It'll get to you. It'll get to most people. If they can go in and play their game.
Yeah.
It's big, man. I think Vegas is going to be a place don't be surprised you see a big name going to Vegas.
Yeah, but why not? Exactly. Why not? Right? And I mean, they got the cool jerseys too.
And they got some great jerseys.
What a
and
great
just a
jersey.
fun atmosphere it looks like there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, from one fun atmosphere, we go to the next.
Oh.
Yesterday's game, maybe not the best one I've seen between these two, but what an amazing series. The Winnipeg Jets, Nashville Predators. This is literally a heavyweight fight. I heard some stats today. I wish I wrote them down. I didn't write them down. But it's eerie, man. You talk about the GOAT list being eerie. This is also eerie. Their goals, their even strength goals, everything like that are very, very alike. They're to the point where it's you think you're repeating yourself and you're not. Who do you like? What have you seen?
Mitch, to refresh my memory, did you have Winnipeg in 7?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had Nashville in 7.
Yeah, so look at that.
I mean, but I don't think that was hard to figure out.
No,
I
not
feel
at all.
like everyone knew it was going to come down to a 7th game. Look, I'm going to stick with Nashville just because I do still like Nashville, but I will say what I said a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I mean, they're both excellent teams playing at an excellent level. I've never seen it. You're getting the goaltending. When one game the goaltender, sucks, the next game he comes back and like Rene posts a shutout
Right.
or Hellebuck. I mean, Vezina candidates. They both have that prolific defenseman and excellent defensive core that has played together for some time. And they're just both the same team. There's no 120-point guy on that team.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of 20 to 30 goal scorers that play two-way hockey at its finest. It's unbelievable. I'm sticking with Nashville, but I don't say that confidently because I think this is 1A and 1AA.
Obviously I want Winnipeg to win because I'm a little bit of a homer, and I picked them at the beginning of the year to get at least this far until
I can't believe I know.
Jeff's boys. Bottom line, Jeff represent.
We'll do it for Jeff.
Do
Winnipeg.
it for Jeff.
Do it for Jeff.
Do it for Jeff. But you know what's funny? This is where I thought the home field advantage was going to be for sure. This has been the exact opposite.
Oh.
Winnipeg and the whiteout have not done anything for their boys, and Nashville and their catfish have done nothing for their boys. So it's been really weird because last year Nashville got super far, I think, based on their home field advantage. Right. Where in this case they're not getting. It doesn't see.
How about the Winnipeg arena yesterday?
Yeah.
How did Nashville pull out a win?
Yeah.
I was looking at the anthem while they were playing the anthems, and I'm like, Nashville's got no chance. It's over today. Yeah. How do you fight that?
If I got some love for Winnipeg fan, it's this. You guys all wear white. Good for you guys.
They do.
Like, there isn't that loser. Remember I brought it up in Maga versus Malaka a couple weeks ago, where I was like, you have somebody's got.
I swear to God, I thought of you too.
Yeah, and I'm like, good on them. They're all wearing white. And you know what's funny? When Nashville scored, there's 2 dudes from Nashville that were in the thing, and they could stick out like a sore thumb because they're wearing that awful yellow or whatever that is, right?
It's like a mustard.
It's like I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's not even. You're right. I think it is a mustard.
I think it might be a mustard.
Do you see what I'm saying? When you got all the colors together, and then the 2 colors, when it's done right, you can tell how much it works. But the whiteout, you know what? And 30,000 fans, they said, were sitting outside waiting to go crazy.
Jeez,
yeah, man. So
which is basically all of Winnipeg.
Yeah, I think that is all of Winnipeg. Yeah, I think it is. I want to see them blow. I would love to see Winnipeg get to that, but I'm going to be honest. As a selfish person.
Your bookie's calling again.
He's calling. I know. Like, it's ringing off the hook. How amazing. Nashville, Vegas in the Western Conference.
Unbelievable.
Like,
I'd love it.
I don't even want to watch the game. I just want to see what the hell's going on outside and in the stadium. That would be so
my brother-in-law moved to Nashville.
Ah, yes.
Right, so I'm kind of hoping that.
And I love Vegas, so there it is.
So basically, we'll go to that. Or he moved to Tennessee. It's a couple hours from Nashville. It doesn't matter. We'll go stay at his place.
Yeah,
right.
Let's
do a home away.
And you know what? I want to drink a beer off a catfish like the offensive line did for the Titans. You see that?
That's amazing. Yes, I did see that with the cat.
It was the grossest yet coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm a little bit intrigued, but what would they drink out of in Vegas? Maybe a different kind of fish.
I don't even know how to say. Okay, so
the
next topic is right. I don't even know how to get into the next one. Well, speaking of EU, let's go over to the game that was played yesterday. Apparently, there was a basketball game. What I watched was not a basketball game.
No.
So the Raptors.
You know where I've seen that before? I think they were selling those DVDs at the AVN Awards when I went.
Yeah.
I think it was, Brandy Love presents Cleveland Cavaliers versus Toronto Raptors Volume 3.
Wow.
I think it was at the AVNs.
Wow.
I think I saw the same film.
Raptors, what happened, you guys?
They can leave now.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Last Tuesday, we leave the podcast, right? Dr. Ryan Todd's here. We have a great conversation. I felt smarter. I don't know if you did, but I did.
We'll bring it up next week because I didn't write them down, but I was listening. He pulled some couple words. I actually don't know what they mean.
You're absolutely right. I actually wrote one of the words down, and I'm dumb where I forgot to check it up because I wrote it. You know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
Yeah.
And it's the one that starts with an H.
Yeah, that's the one.
I know. I already know it is because I'm like, I actually know. He outsmarted us again. That son of a gun.
His words are just so good. They're like pillows. Like I'm just like
he comes as your friend. He establishes he's your enemy, but he leaves as your friend.
Yes.
He does it.
It's unbelievable.
He's so good.
He gave me constructive criticism at the end where I wanted to cry, but I felt good about it after.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I mean?
And he emailed me a constructive criticism.
He told you something?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it today. He's got a great point. Just something we could do.
Sure. Let's talk about it.
Wait, look, we're talking about him. We stopped talking basketball. Yeah. Dr. Todd,
you've done it again.
You've done it.
Adversity. Maybe that was the word. Was that one that started with H?
No, that's what he's doing.
No, I know. But
it was like, I don't know.
That was just me plugging it. You see what I did there?
Actually, you know what? Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to basketball real quick.
Sure.
No, actually, you know what? I don't want to talk about it.
I'd rather talk about Dr. Ryan.
Yeah, I would too. No, in all honesty, I don't know what to think. LeBron, so we leave here last week. We head over to our little place that we go after to have a beer, right?
Yep.
And the game was tied. Or no, it was tied, and then
the Raptors were up. Ahead.
Yeah, that's right. The Raptors were up by a couple points, and they couldn't put it away. And at that moment, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't tell you this, but I knew they were going to be done. I didn't think 4 straight, but that first game, you could see took all the air out of them. It just destroyed them mentally and, I don't know, physically, but mentally they were drained. You brought it up to Dr. Ryan Todd last week. Do they have a mental block? He said not really. I disagree with your prognosis there, doctor. They do. Yeah, they definitely do.
Maybe revisit that.
Yeah,
maybe revisit it.
There's some constructive criticism
Mitch,
for you, Dr.
Yeah. We're a couple smart dudes. We're respected in our fields, I'll have you know. Look, Mitch, what do you lean more towards? Do you lean more towards us underestimating how excellent LeBron James is to be able to take over a game or a series, or that the Toronto Raptors choke against this team or this guy?
Yeah. You know what? I think this was a case of LeBron James getting in their head early. He had a phenomenal game 1. Actually, it wasn't even that great, but he was there enough to kind of get his team. It's like a race. His team, he was so far ahead. His team finally caught up to him and said, "Hey, we're here. Where's the party?" And they all came and showed it. Like Kevin Love had an amazing series.
That's right. He did. You're right.
And the Raptors, I gotta look. They dropped the ball. This was their series to have. Cleveland went through a very tough series with Indiana. You know, should they have? Not really, but they did. They were physically broken down. They were mentally broken down. The media was all over them. This was Toronto's opportunity to break their necks, and they didn't. Yeah. And you know what? Too bad, Toronto. That you guys had it, but you guys gave it away. Shame on you, because this was your series. You had them.
We talked about killers in another episode.
Yeah.
Are you starting to think that maybe LeBron James is a little bit more of a killer?
I hate to admit it. Yes. I thought about this a couple days ago.
And of course,
he absolutely
I'm here.
is. Absolutely,
and I'm here to remind you.
He literally took this team, put it on its back, and then everyone started to follow. And yeah, that running fadeaway, whatever that shot was, absolutely. What I didn't care though was for him talking about his own shot. Like I'm not a big fan of guys that self-gloss themselves.
You know, I think that's my favorite part.
I know you love it. I think it's absolutely ludicrous. This guy's self-glossing.
I love every part of it, Mitch. I don't know what's wrong with it. Look, the guy is excellent. The guy, like you said, he literally imposed his will. There was someone had made an Instagram post. I don't remember what account it was. It wasn't ours, so screw them. But they showed the LeBron James stats, and they showed DeRozan and Lowry stats.
I saw that.
You saw that. Yeah. I mean, he actually, I think LeBron had 138 points in the series. Those two combined 136. Now, we know LeBron James has obviously been in their head. We know he comes in and he's like, "Get out of my way. It's LeBron time. It's LeBronto. Welcome to LeBronto." They were hashtagging.
Absolutely.
Now, Dwayne Casey, the coach of the Raptors, comes out today and he goes, he put it on his players and he said, "Hey, I wish that, or I was anticipating that they would show up with a little more oomph than that."
Yeah, of course.
Does he have a point, or is he part of the problem?
Oh, you know what? He's going to probably be one of the first coaches you'll see that'll somehow win the NBA coaching award and might get fired at the end of the season. Unfortunately, it's kind of like any coach, really. He's going to be the demise because of his players. He's absolutely right. His players dropped the ball here, man. Like DeMar DeRozan in Game 3 didn't even play in the fourth quarter. Coach had to sit him. Yeah. You're a superstar, bro. You're on the All-Star team. You're a good player. You're on Team USA when they go overseas. Where were you? You got to match up. That's why he's not a superstar. He's not. That's why some people tend to not put him in that category of superstardom, is a performance like that. Look, I'm being a little harsh on DeRozan. He is a good player, but great players show up on big games, and he didn't show up.
They're not the Spurs of old. No. Right, where they're not winning the scoring title year after year, and I mean, obviously, Duncan, different story, but you know where I'm getting at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a group of achievers that play very well. This isn't that type of team. You got to show up. Enough is enough. I don't care what place you finish in Toronto. Get it together. Okay, watch some Washington Capitals tape.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
That's how you take care of business.
That's right.
Ovechkin says enough is enough. It's Ovi time now. Screw you, Crosby.
When I hate to say this, and I just thought of it right now, but when Drake is the guy that everyone wants to watch at a Raptors game rather than DeMar and Lowry, then you got a little bit of a problem. I like Drake. He's great for the team, but the reality is that they're still not there. Like DeRozan, as good as he is, he's not gonna leave. He's got a big contract. But the reality is, who's gonna want to come to Toronto after seeing that 4-0 butt kicking? Like, it was bad, man. Yesterday was horrible. They gave up. They stopped. Like, they really did. They stopped. And that's what bothers me the most.
The end of before the
and
end
I
of
don't
the
care
half.
that they're from Toronto. This isn't a Canadian thing. This is like any team. If they were any team right now, I'd be like, shame on you. You were the number one seed in the East. Mm-hmm. You guys led basically, at least from the halfway point on, you guys dominated. And this is the performance you put in. This is the performance.
You can go now.
Yeah,
Seattle
absolutely.
Supersonics, I'd like to see you back.
Yeah. Well, Toronto, I still like them. I want to see them do better, but they're going to have to blow up the team, I think.
Yeah, they have to make changes because this is a team that refuses to want to step up in the playoffs and play a different caliber of basketball.
Absolutely.
But moving on to that, are we going to see Boston, Cleveland? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, we are.
LeBron, facing the team that his buddy is like a WWE.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
It's like the Macho Man went to the Celtics, and now Hogan's got to face him.
And it's just like the NBA drew it up, man. It's creepy because yes, Boston just has too big of a lead. If this series was 2-1 or 3-2, I'd say maybe Philly has a chance. At 3-1, and the way Boston's playing, they're not going to come back.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Boston, Cleveland. Cleveland's going to bust them up because Cleveland's run's got to come to an end. It's got to come to an end. And then we're going to see Golden State.
You mean Boston's run is going to come to an end?
Sorry. That's what I meant. Sorry. Boston's run's going to come to an end. Cleveland will go to the finals again and play Golden State.
Now, I'd love to see it again, too, because basketball is actually that one sport where I don't mind seeing the same people over, but they've always been like that.
Yeah.
But I think Houston could have a really, really good chance taking this team. I do.
You know what? I agree. I mean, I have no reason to be. I have no hate on for Houston. There's no reason. They are a dominant team. I just think this comes down to, the fact that Golden State each and every year is in this position. They have better shooters. They've got some dominant players. It's gonna be a tight series. I'll take Golden State and Cleveland just because the NBA wants it. I think they just need to do some sort of. They're doing like a scientific experiment or something where they need to have this series go on for like 100 times to be like, okay, this is it. All right,
a new chapter.
This is the new chapter. So you watch that Cleveland series, and I have to admit it was impressive. 4 straight, like crazy. But what was even more impressive by Cleveland was Tristan Thompson.
This guy deserves. Actually, he should win our GOAT list.
He is. You know what, Tristan? Congratulations, you're the winner of the GOAT list. How does a guy that's caught red-handed, like literally with a video camera
and red face,
I mean,
he's red everywhere.
And your girl just gave birth the next day after the exposure came out, after the video came out.
That's right.
And she's accepted him back. She was at the game. She's basically told her family, "Don't get involved. This is my man."
And he's succeeding.
What is going on here? This gentleman needs to sell whatever he's doing. He's a decent basketball player. He's great, but he's got something more to give to this world.
We talked about business coaches a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah.
I think he should be a Kardashian coach. Someone who dates a Kardashian goes, look, come over here for a second. Okay?
Exactly.
This is how you conduct yourself. This is what you do for damage control.
That's right.
Don't let it control you. You control it. Do you understand?
That's right.
Okay?
He's the only one to ever beat the Kardashians. He's the first one ever.
Yeah.
Everyone else has fallen around
What's
them.
a greater victory? LeBron Toronto, Tristan Kardashian.
Oh, Tristan Kardashian.
I think by a lot. I think that's a sweep.
That is a sweep. And that was just as fast as this was.
You know what would be even better? If he went back to the same nightclub with 4 girls.
He's gonna do it.
Tristan, do it for us.
Oh, please. Like what?
Tell us what it's
just
like.
absolute craziness, man. So crazy. Like I was literally seeing this the other day and I'm like, I'm on TMZ. I'm perusing. And I
Because
see
you're a great peruser.
I love the peruse.
Yeah.
And I see what's her name? His wife Chloe walking through the stadium, obviously escorted with cops and everything. I'm like, she's still talking to this guy?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that wasn't the lawyer.
I love that
what's
she
going
had
on?
no choice. She has no choice.
Unbelievable.
Tristy, baby, I need you. Don't walk away from me.
Unbelievable. So we talked NHL. We talked NBA. We talked probably the guy that should come second, Tristan Thompson, as the GOAT of all time. But now, here
Mitch,
we go.
There's only one GOAT.
Yeah.
There's only one GOAT. And right now, locker room roster, I will reveal to you the winner of the GOAT challenge. But I'm not going to do it just, hey, here you go. You know I'm a boxing fan. You know I liked the very, very impactful introductions.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Here we go.
And boys, let's get the bell going.
You want the bell going?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 64 contestants and 5 rounds of voting, we go to the scorecards. Judge Twitter scores the bout. 75-25 in favor of Gretzky. Judge Instagram scores the bout. 75-25 in favor of Jordan. And Judge Facebook scores the bout. 57-43 in favor of the winner by majority decision and the new Real Locker Room Talk Greatest of all time, Michael Jordan.
Come on, man.
He did it.
Michael Jordan.
He did it.
I've never been more disappointed. Like, you know what the worst is I love him and I'm disappointed.
I told you about the numbers.
Yeah, man.
75%.
Can we recount it? You know what? I'm going to look at your math, actually. I'm going to, this is 100% in.
Sure.
100% Jordan wins. But I got to check the math.
No, on the polls, you look, 75% went Gretzky on Twitter.
Yeah.
75% went Jordan on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Mitch, up until, when was it? 4 hours ago?
Yeah.
It was 50-50.
No way.
It was coming into a tie. So when I put that when I put that post on Facebook, 2 hours left of voting,
Yeah.
it was 54-46 in favor of Jordan. Wow. And then a couple more votes went his way.
Well, you know what? Congratulations to his airness. He deserves it. He is the GOAT. There is no question. That's why he was on the list.
Your
to
face?
start. I thought it was Gretzky. I did. But what the people voted on, and I don't know if they Googled it, but what you did vote on was a 6-time NBA champion, a 6-time NBA Finals MVP, 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player. He's won the Defensive Player of the Award. He's 9-time NBA All-Defensive First Team. Believe it or not, this stat caught me off guard. He's got his jersey retired by the Bulls, obviously. He's 3-time Athlete of the Year for the AP polls. And he has his jersey retired by the Miami Heat. Number 23 is retired in Miami.
I did not know that.
Never played for Miami. He
Just
was
out of
obviously
respect.
out of respect to the guy, which is kind of like our boy Gretzky, who has his number 99 technically retired across the league.
It was, look, we're at the final already. It's over, Mitch. I mean, what a ride it was.
Wow. That was fun.
It was, you know what? I kind of want to do another list of 64. Maybe not sports like the Go. We'll do it again next year, same time.
Well, Tristan won it. We already said
But yeah, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Tristan won. But
do you like the win? Be honest. Do you like the win?
you know what? No, I think Gretzky should have won it. I know we talked about it, and as I was watching the polls, I was kind of getting a little bit upset because I think that I don't want to take anything away from Jordan. I mean, nobody is wrong in this scenario. I guess I should point that out. I would prefer Gretzky because when you really look at the stats, when you really look at the achievement and to the sport, to himself, these records that Gretzky has, no one's come close to getting them taken over. But right now, we're watching a guy in LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, his predecessor, come very close to be in the argument in the league up. So look, Gretzky's got more assists than people have total points in the top 10 list. 92 goals in a single season, 215 points in a year. This guy is the ultimate killer when it comes. I mean, look, he goes to St. Louis, they're all of a sudden a playoff contender.
Exactly.
He goes to LA, they're a playoff contender. He goes to New York, they're a playoff. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think what happens, Mitch, and I say this over and over again, I think a lot of people, because the media puts Michael Jordan, everyone, basketball maybe is a bigger global game.
Yeah.
Everyone sees, well, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time because that's what has been presented and no real thought. I think when people look at the numbers and they start to see it, they'd be like, oh my God.
I'm gonna run down some numbers. So what I did is I Googled both, bring it in just in case, because I didn't know. I literally didn't know, so I brought in just to.
I know, it's so fun. I get the look on your face. You're like, who is it?
I have to admit, you guys, I thought it was Gretzky for sure, and I think I convinced myself even more so when I went over his stats. This is a gentleman, Wayne Gretzky here, that has 61 NHL records, 40 regular season records, 15 playoff, 6 All-Star records. Like Dimitri alluded to, he has more assists. His assist total is more than most people have points in the entire NHL. That is unbelievable. He's the 9-time, not 6-time, not 5-time, 9-time Hart Trophy MVP, which is the MVP given to the NHL.
Right.
Some of his stats, I highlighted. Look how many there are, man. And I just highlighted a few. 894 goals in 1,487 games. 92 goals in 81 and 82. In an 80-game season, he scored 92 goals.
Jeez, man.
He has 1,963 assists. He has 2,857 career points in 1,487 games. He literally, I could go on for an hour. This is how many stats the guy has. But I wanted to read one more because it was crazy, the one that he had. He's the youngest player to ever score 50 goals in a season. He was 19 years old. He's reached the 200 point total in hockey 4 times. Four times, yeah.
I thought it was 2. I didn't know.
4 times. Most consecutive 200 point seasons, he did it 3 times.
Jeez, man.
This is what we're talking about. He scored 80 goals twice. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. This guy, fastest 100 points, 34 games. He had 100 points in 34 games.
That's unbelievable.
So if people had taken maybe just a couple of minutes, and I know everyone's busy, to look at it, I think the stats speak for themselves. However, who cares? Michael Jordan, congratulations. He's well deserving. He's amazing, but stats wise, it's kind of hard to push Gretzky away because it's pretty revealing what he's done.
And it was close, Mitch. Like I said, it's unbelievable how close the voting was. One was way in favor, here, but it ultimately came down to the Facebook.
But I loved how we did it. We literally picked names like Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
They all went into their own little categories. Me and you did the first couple of rounds to cut some time out of it. Then it went to you guys, the listeners, and you guys did a great job.
That's right.
Do I agree with the final? Whatever. Doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what I think.
Okay? Or does it? Overruled! No, we can't do that. Michael Jordan, congratulations. He is the RLRT greatest of all time.
That's right.
I take it to heart because this is fan voted.
Yeah.
This is the way that it should be. You think you're the best of all time, anywhere, anytime, against any opponent. People could say, well, Dimitri, Mitch, you guys picked the first 2 rounds. Well, it regulated itself.
That's right.
Next year, what I would like to see, I think Federer should have been in the final.
Absolutely.
Against Gretzky. And again, people are going to be like, oh, you guys are just shitting on Jordan for the sake of it. No. You have to look pound for pound. Boxing has a pound for pound list because they say, look, if a guy like Muhammad Ali fought a George Kambosos Jr.
Sure.
Okay, we'd have to put them in the same weight class.
That's right.
That's what you got to do when you're looking at these pound for pound. What are they doing respectively? The impact, all these things. I mean, Federer is the Gretzky of his sport.
Absolutely.
Right. So
well, we'll see next year. Next year we'll do it again. Let's see what happens. But now we get down. It's kind of like the cherry on top. This has been a fun podcast. I feel
I
like
think it's like my favorite one so far.
So you know what? I say that every week though.
We do.
Yeah,
don't
we do. It's time for Maga or Malaka.
By the way, can we just give a big shout out to Alchemy Studios?
Yeah.
Each week, these guys are coming in with different.
Absolutely.
Look, we got music during things now. We got sound bites. It's amazing what you guys do. Big
Fantastic.
thank you.
Thank you, boys. We love what you do. So this week we decided, because me and Dimitri both work for financial institutions here in Calgary, but we're also sales guys. So we're like, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about what we do. Let's go Maga versus Malaka, because we get to meet a lot of people day to day.
That's
hey,
right.
how you doing? What's going on?
But you know, Mitch,
Yeah.
we are, but at the same time, everyone's got to be a salesperson. Because last I checked, the business doesn't come walking through the door. You got to go out and you got to get it. So whether in any field that you're in, we want to outline some do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. So I'm going to go straight at you right now.
Okay.
Tell me if this is a Maga move or Malaka move. The flipping of the card right off the bat. Like you walk into a room, you're like, hi, I'm Dimitri. Right off the bat, boom. It's almost like you don't even introduce yourself and you're flipping the card right in.
Maga.
See, I knew you were going to say Maga because you do that. That's why I've seen you actually do it. I know that's why you like it.
Yeah, but you know what? It puts a little importance on yourself.
You know what I do? I leave it a little bit on the side. Just for a minute. I want them to yearn for it. I want them to be like, who is this?
No,
I need to, who is this? Who is this? So I'm going to say the flipping of the card, Malaka.
Ooh.
I'm just joking. What about Googling clients? Like, like you do a little research on your clients. Do you
That's a Maga.
That's a Maga?
It's a Maga must for me.
See, I have to again go Malaka.
Really?
And I'll
Why?
tell you,
You don't wanna
because
come in
I want it
prepared.
to be like a date. I want to walk in naked. I want to know, I don't want to cruise around and try to find
Yeah, but you
everything
got to
about
put some
you.
value on your time, Mitch.
But what do you mean? I'm walking in. I want to know. Tell me.
No,
Tell
you got to
me
be
why.
serious about it.
I
But
wanna
look,
know you.
I've researched you. I've done everything.
Because
and
on
studied you.
Facebook and on the internet, you're gonna find all the good stuff. I want to know everything. I want to see everything.
What about the LinkedIn?
Same thing with don't even get me on LinkedIn. What about ties? Are you a big tie guy? Maga or Malaka?
Come on, I come here most of the time. I take the tie off in the car.
But
Maga.
But do you like wearing it during the day?
Look, I'll be honest. Yes, and I'm torn here, man.
Really?
I'm torn because I want to be loose without it. But you know what, Maga?
No.
It has its
Malaka again.
place.
I can't believe we're arguing about this.
How are we on the opposite
I don't
side? Look, one of us is good and one of us is
One
terrible.
of us goes home at 2:00 every day. Remember that. Just remember what you can learn something by listening to me right now. Just a little FYI.
Yeah,
to you.
because apparently you have
Hey,
no
whoa,
clients.
I'm just-
You're not giving your
is that
card
what's
out.
happening? Is
you
that
know
what's
nothing
happening?
about the people. You look like crap.
Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening?
That's
Really?
crazy.
You know
now
it.
I get why your
Yeah.
ratios are garbage.
Yeah, is that what it is? What about cold calling, Maga or Malaka?
Maga.
Cold calling's a Maga move.
You got to chase it. You got to
gotta-
get out there, man.
You know what? I am 100% Maga on this one because there's only a certain few that can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
It is hard. I have to admit, it's not my favorite thing.
And
I
the
don't
first
like
thing
it.
we agreed on.
What about a script when you cold call? Maga or Malaka move?
Ooh, see, I have to put an asterisk. It Maga, but it does have to come natural.
It's got to come natural. So
got-
I mean, no script.
So
script.
I'll still say script.
No.
You got to have a guideline.
Well, yeah, but doesn't that just come naturally?
Yeah, but that's
Hi, I'm
technically-
Dimitri.
No.
I am here with blah blah.
No, but you got to no. But what you're doing is you say, okay, I know I'm going to say hello. I'm gonna go on this step, this step, this step, this step.
All right. What about this? Going back to the tie thing, downtown for the men. Why are all the guys dressed the same and have the same haircut? Maga or Malaka?
Oh, that's Malaka.
That's Malaka, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm looking at your haircut. You're like the only guy downtown with that haircut. Literally.
and it's a beautiful haircut.
Hey, I'm not saying it's not.
but
I'm
it's
just
true.
saying it's true.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I'm always going to remember you.
Thank
and the
you.
card flipping.
and the card flip.
Yeah.
Can you believe this long-haired freak just threw his card at me right
Well,
away?
I love this one. The PowerPoint presentation.
Malaka.
What?
Yeah, no, don't like it.
See,
Malaka.
you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You have a lot to learn from me, apparently.
Get
You
outta
have a
here.
lot to learn from me.
You like the
I don't
PowerPoint?
I like doing them. I don't like watching them.
Come up with
because
your
you know
own
what?
ideas.
Other people do them boringly. Like they do not they do the generic stuff.
What,
You gotta-
do you-
this is a great time.
Come
The
on, man. Do you
know how
bring
much-
do you bring toys in the bedroom?
Dude, I am known as like the
you bring-
PowerPoint king. I am telling you because I don't do what
Don't
the PowerPoint
ever admit
is.
that again. Not
no,
in
but it's
public.
not the
Don't do
PowerPoint.
it.
The presentations I do are totally different than what you've seen. They're
Mitch,
amazing.
do you show up with apparatus in the bedroom?
Of course. Who doesn't? You
Just
got it,
checking.
baby.
I didn't want to be abnormal. Just making sure.
You
That
got
was
it,
more
baby.
of a me thing. No.
What about chugging mouthwash before the meeting? Maga or Malaka move?
Chugging mouthwash before a meeting. Yeah, Maga. I
Maga?
like the concept of
But
it.
why? I've never see. I won't lie to you. I think it's a Malaka move because no one talks that close to each other. If you
Seinfeld would suggest differently.
if you ate garlic like a heavy dose
That's
of it
what I'm
before,
saying.
fine. But I've seen guys literally go to the bathroom. Oh, here's a new one. I'm just gonna throw it up. What about guys that brush their teeth at work during the day? Maga or Malaka thing?
See, it always makes me wonder, did you do that before you got here?
Yeah, it's just so weird, isn't it?
Like, get a strip. Get
Like,
one of those,
go
like,
home, bro.
Listerine strips.
Yeah, just go home.
Yeah,
What
don't
is that?
bring it to
What do
work.
You pull out your toothpaste and you're brushing the
What a
office
waste of
bathroom?
resources. Where do you keep it? You put it back in your bag and then put it in your mouth? That's so weird.
So weird.
I was going to use a dirty example of what
Yeah.
that's like, but I'm just going to move on.
All right. Coffee meetings, Maga or Malaka?
You know what, Maga?
Yeah, it is
yeah,
Maga.
yeah. Of
Maga.
course they do. I got a coffee in my hand.
Oh, the coffee is the big thing. I try to do like 20 That's why I'm always wired, I think. All right, here's second last one. What about mottos like ABC, early bird gets the worm, be a wolf.
Malaka.
Malaka, I agree with
Big
you.
Malaka.
You either have it or you don't
Exactly.
have it. That's right. It's in you or it's not in you.
Live by your words, not someone else's. Carve your own path.
Here's the final one. The most important one. Beer meetings. Maga or Malaka?
There is no room for Malaka in this argument because that is the Maga movement.
That is.
That is the only
If
way.
you can get your client to agree to a beer meeting, you already closed the deal.
Exactly. And, we may say closed, but it's opening.
Yeah.
Because guess what? That's when the new life happens.
That's right.
For him and you.
You just sold me, and I don't even know what I'm buying. And that's it. That's Real Locker Room Talk,
Yeah.
episode 31.
Exactly. And if
The
you add
GOAT
them
has
up,
been exposed.
you get 4, okay? Just like the final 4 that's going to be happening in hockey.
That's right.
But you know what? We want to give a shout out, obviously, to Alchemy Studios, Macro Mind Media,
Macro.
Agape Greek Radio. But we want to pat ourselves on the back. Follow us, okay? At Real Locker Room Talk, at Mitch and Dimitri, reallockerroomtalk.com. Follow us. Listen to us, download us, love us. We got some great things happening, and next week we got a really big announcement, so you're going to want to tune in. It's going to be something fun that's happening in the fall. But until then, Mitch, we got to hit the showers.
Time to go, boys. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Oh, yeah. A little colder.
Summer. Oh, there it is. Whoa.
What's that on your back?
That's it's a patch of hair I didn't watch yet.
Oh, like this one.
What are you going to do for your wedding in Greece?
What do you mean?
I mean, you got to get down, right? Like, you got to shave down everything. That's a lot of hair.
That's tradition.
Are you doing engagement photos, by the way? All jokes aside, when you're there? Are you doing like a No?